Good evening. How is doing? Okay. I have just one question for you all of. What is mean by information? Okay. And what is mean by knowledge? Can you correlate these two things with each other? Information as well as knowledge. May I say information is just data? Okay. And what about the knowledge? Knowledge is, let's say, how do we understand, or what exactly we understand out of that information is nothing but my knowledge. Now again a two-part. How do we we actually collect the information from where? From the different sources. And where it get actually accumulated? We have a different D.B.M.S. available where we actually stored our information. So usually what happens? Informations normally we are storing it. Okay. Whereas, what about the knowledge? Knowledge, we have to, let's say, extract the best out of that information. That is where the knowledge comes. For example, I will try to give you one technical example first. I have a table, structured table, where all the data related to my employees are available. A simple table, employee table. Information, it means how many employees do we have actually, okay, and who is doing what, how about their salary, all of those information. From where we are going to get it? From different sources. Once you gathered all that information, where are you going to actually, let's say, put that information into your database? That is true? Fine. And what about the knowledge? What exactly we are going to understand out of this complete employee table? Means if one can, let's say, go around and check how many employees are there, that's the one part, okay. But at the same time, we should understand from which region which employees is coming. There is absolutely, I'm not talking about there is another column actually about the location of employee and other things should be there. It may present or it may not present. Let's take another example, sales. Sales table. It means that table holds what information about sale. Now out of that table, whatever you actually get extracted as the information, and then you can, let's say, sum up it up as a knowledge. That is where the data science comes in the picture. So in simple terminology, friends, data management is to store and collect the information. What I said? Data knowledge is for store and collect the information. Whereas data science is for what? Extract best out of that information. And what do you mean by best? It may possibly, the best which is for me may not be relevant to my client. So I have to extract the best which is relevant to my client. So moreover, I always say data science is not at all just a technology or something. It is related to art as well. This is nothing but art, to understand the people, to understand their concept, to understand the business. Okay, so to understand the concept, event, business, people, this is nothing but art. And how do one can, let's say, get habitual with that art? Just to improve your understanding, just to improve your experience. That is why I always says that for freshers, data science, directly jumping onto the data science, it may be a societal difference. I'm not talking about technical capabilities or something. I'm talking about let's say this is what the requirement of that particular scenario or structure. I hope you are getting it. This is where the data science actually need an experienced guy. It doesn't really mean that one experienced person can understand everything. It is not at all. I'm not trying to say that. And what I'm trying to say is what, I'm trying to say the person who is able to extract knowledge out of information. Yes, there you are. the person who is able to extract knowledge out of information. There we want. This is where the data science comes in the picture. Now, I have another question. So it means data science is not at all for the freshers? Answer is obviously no. It is not at all for the freshers. But I am a fresher and suppose I want to, let's say, jump into this career. So how can I? Yeah, that is a relevant question actually. So friends, first of all, one should understand the meaning of a data. I'm not saying business. If a person is a fresher, my advice is what, first of all, understand the meaning of a data. Meaning of a data means what? We have 4 types of a data available. Arithmetic, or let's say language, in the format of language, in the format of graphics, and the 4th one is in the format of sound. So whatever, let's say, the information we are seeing around, or let's say listening around, that information we collect it and stored it where? Into the D.B.M.S., dump into the D.B.M.S. So that is the first thing that fresher should understand before they directly jump into the data science. So data science is a science. As I said right now, it is an art as well. But first of all, you must have a data available. And that available data, from where you are going to get that data? From your D.B.M.S. And D.B.M.S. is going to get the data from where? So D.B.M.S. is going to get the data from a number of transactions. Now I'm using one technical word. Transaction means what? Whatever, whenever something happen. For example, suppose somebody search something and then somebody buy something online. So that is nothing but a transaction. In a technical term, insert, update and delete of a data is nothing but a transaction. So whatever the data, whenever you are supposed to ask your machine to save, is nothing but my transaction. What I say, I'm going to repeat it. Whenever there is certain data, okay, and that data you want to save into your machine, that is nothing but my transaction. As I said, I usually correlate it with the human beings, correct? Okay. So whatever the information, right now I'm giving it to you, your brain is actually accumulate that information. And then what your brain is actually doing? If your brain think that this information is important for me, then your brain is going to save or commit that information. So it means that is nothing but a transaction. So our brain is always saved our information, okay, in the terms of a transactions. Likewise, a data which is stored in a table, always stored in the format of what? Transactions. I'm talking about storage. I'm not talking about the extraction of a data. So extraction comes with the select command or something. We will talk about that in detail. So that is really not at all a transaction. That is just a monitoring, watching, that kind of things. Okay. So friends, again coming back to our basic question, if I am a fresher, I want to, let's say, move into pursue my career as a data science, may I? My answer is no. But let's say, how do I go into that? Then my answer is what, first of all, he or she must understand what is mean by a data. As I said, data means arithmetic, languages, graphics and the sound. That is the first part. Then after, one should learn how to, let's say, collect that data and how to store that data, then after how to manage that data. It means one should learn D.B.M.S. and their concepts. Okay friends? Okay. Now, after learning that one, one can understand how exactly the data actually comes and means in which format data actually comes. Once that understand, let's say, after that a person come to certain conclusion. After communicating with the client, then after the person come to conclusion, yes, this is where your client is actually required those data in the format of what? In the format of, first of all, report, and then after you are going to predict that data, predict their business, not data, sorry, predict the business of your client. But first of all, you should understand what is mean by a data. So gathering information is one thing, okay, and then using that information as a knowledge is a different story altogether. Okay, so friends, I'm going to stop over here because I think it is more than 10 minutes right now. In my next video, definitely I'm going to explore those things in much more detail along with the technical things. Okay, thank you very much.